My beauty is being different by loving myself, by loving my body in this moment, even when it's hard. When I'm dancing, I'm thinking of every curve and movement and ligament. When I'm moving my body, I feel alive and I feel connected to every part of me. I grew up thinking that a beautiful Filipino girl was supposed to look like this and not really looking like that and not identifying with that. And what a beautiful Puerto Rican girl is supposed to look like and not looking like that either. And then confronted with this image about what girls in my community were looking to as the ideal and not fitting that either. And also just not looking like my friends and the people in my community. It left me with almost an unspoken choice. Do I continue to not fit in and feel bad about it and try to change it to become like everyone I see, or do I change my definition of beauty to start from me? What are the things about me that I really like that come from all of these great places and all of my ancestors, and that my eyes come from my mom, and that my hair comes from my mom? The women in my life that have meant so much to me have all looked different, but they inhabited their bodies and they moved in them. Even if it was small movements, they moved. And it was this living thing that I, as a young child wanted to be like, and connected with being a woman and being a bright and living woman. When I think about all the ways that I connect with my body and connect with the movement of my body specifically, then beauty is right here. It's not something far away that is I have to get to or reach for. It's just here. And I connect to my body through movement because that's what I know. I know that when I move my body and I feel music and rhythm, I come alive. I think it's really interesting that people try to control how their bodies are seen. And I've done that too, sucking in my stomach or holding my arm at a certain angle, as if they were to just walk a little bit past me, they wouldn't be able to see the flaws that I see. And dance and really thinking of my body as one whole thing has allowed me to accept myself at every angle when someone's behind me to the side, and realizing that lack of control to manipulate each image of myself is actually a practice to be okay with how I look all the time. We can't control everything that happens in our lives. And I'm learning that every day, that I can't control anything. But what I can come back to is a love for myself, a trust that I have wisdom in this body, that I know what's right for me because I've tested it out and tried different things, and what seems to work and what seems to stick is loving myself, even through moments of struggle, even through moments when it feels like you can't find any reason to keep going on. I mean, I just try to reach down deep for what is it that I know. And what I know is it just feels so much better to come from that place of love and to come from loving myself. And I want to share that with the world, because imagine the possibilities that you could achieve if you just really tried on that idea that you could, no matter what life threw at you and what you went through, that you come back to that love for yourself. I think people make assumptions about me all the time. All the time. I think maybe that's the story. People make assumptions about how I feel about my body based upon being a woman or based upon how my body physically looks, and that somehow I'm supposed to be unhappy for those reasons because women are supposed to hate their bodies, or if you have a body that looks like mine, you're supposed to want to change it. It's that whole thing about conceit. It's a whole thing about not taking up space, and that the only way to take up space is to put yourself down. That's when you can have the floor. That's when you'll be given attention, is if you put yourself down, cut yourself down in front of other people. The opposite would be radical. The opposite of women saying, I love this and look at this and like I love that on you and beautiful and wonderful. That would be radical, because it would mean that women were allowed to fully inhabit their bodies, see their beauty, and see beauty in others. I want to walk into a dressing room and have women just really loving everything that they see and twirling in dresses and playing with each other and playing with this idea of beauty and adornment and this community of women in the places that we gather, in bathrooms, in dressing rooms, in community spaces, in meetings, in organizations. The places that women gather can be these radical spaces where we promote love and care for ourselves. And that would be, I mean, even just describing it, I want to be there.